Welcome back. We start this episode of Cairo Local Time with our local news bulletin. Well, Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry said on Saturday that there is an international recognition of the need to develop the multilateral, international and also regional action frameworks. Shoukry's remarks came during a speech he delivered during the Changing Multilateralism and Regional Security session amid the activities of the 7th Manama Dialogue 2021. Shoukry highlighted the need for adopting new issues, topics and priorities in the international agenda along with the current ones to address the emerging and unconventional challenges such as the conflicts on national resources, immigration issues, unemployment, and giving more space for youth generation to take part in the international decisions. This also includes working on multilateral framework, guaranteeing human rights for the people and ensuring their rights secured by the international conventions. Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phone with Dr. Ashraf Singer, Professor of International Relations. Good afternoon, Dr. Singer.
Good afternoon.
Well, Dr. Singer, could you give us your insight about the importance or the significance of the Manama dialogue and when and also your insight concerning the timing of this conference?
The timing of this conference is very crucial for the Middle East and the Gulf area. This conference or this forum established, the first meeting was held in 2004. Started with a kind of, a communication with the International Studies Security in London. This meeting are actually very successful in terms of number of, visiting, coming from different regions, from Asia, Indonesia, for example, United States, Europe, and Middle East, and Arab League, and Egypt, of course. The discussions was yesterday started with many major issues, like regional security, protecting, the state sovereignty. But I would like to shed light on the speech of Sameh Shoukry. It was very clear, as you said, focusing on the multilateral action that it should be performed to solve many issues in the Middle East, because, the legacy of adopting unilateral actually didn't help Middle East, like case of Iraq, for example, when United States, unilaterally invaded Iraq without that kind of, agreement with the United Nations. Back to the core point that Egypt foreign policy outlook mainly depends on that kind of perception as part of it is foundation of the foreign policy. Relying on the multilateral, inviting, all the, I would say, stakeholders internally and internationally, that they can really help to build Syria, Libya, Yemen, Iraq. All that issues, really need to be, released or be discussed fairly. That can really reach to the point to get the goal of the all states, which the meeting really part of this goal to check the status quo of each country, in which policy they would like to perform to achieve their interest. And this was really clear in the Egypt foreign policy, Minister of Egyptian Foreign Policy, Sameh Shoukry, yesterday was really clear speech, how to protect Egypt's interest and look at the region interest, and this is very important in front of the other regional or international power, they have some interest in the area or in the Gulf area or the whole region of the Middle East.
Yes, so Dr. Singer, how do you read the speech delivered by Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry before the conference? What is the echo that this speech left before the session? Your point of view concerning the main points that came during his speech?
I think his speech reflecting, the progresses of the Egyptian foreign policy in terms of the, strong domestic politics, really help us to perform good foreign policy or strong foreign policy. And actually, what I can see in his speech clearly that Egypt now perform much better based on the strong military, strong economic progress. That connection between the people and the president here in Egypt. Egypt is not like the past. So what I see that the foundation that Shoukry can really deliver, his speech, Egypt's speech was really clear that it depends on, I would say, strong Egypt now. That can Egypt really, I'm not say impose its preferences on others, but Egypt now can really speak up, talk much clear about their interest, Egypt's interest, and protecting its neighbor also interested. And it was, I think, what was very clear that he brings that approach of multilateral or the collective actions that should really achieved and performed in handling or tackling different issues related to the region of the Middle East, keeping Palestine and Israelis, in a cool down or keep that peace, going on, requires many steps and many efforts, and Egypt still doing well and keeping doing well to bring all parties to achieve the two-state solutions. So many issues actually was really clear that that Sameh Shoukry really delivered this speech, and I read it clearly that reflecting what the President Sisi perceptions towards the region, and I think it was a very great speech to focus on the role of the Arab League as a community, as a regional security association, or that can really help and give like a new path to bring its role back to the issues in the Arab world or the Middle East.
Yes, so Dr. Singer, how do you see also that Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry held side meetings during the Manama summit? How do you see the importance of these side line meetings? Could you give us an idea about them?
Every meeting that Sameh Shoukry held with all the representatives from Asia, from America, from Europe, was clear that they already understood the Egypt position about the issues, and Egypt really plays, I would say, the fair and balanced role, protecting others' interest, and the main issue trying, to protecting, I would say, the theme of peace in the Middle East, protecting, the stability and security in North Africa, for example, particularly Libya, giving the Libyans, the right to choose their leader for futures, and not preventing anybody. Egypt open its arms to find resolution with all parties in Libya. This is actually a very, very, very vital step that Egypt delivered to the other parties were meeting in Manama or currently discussing, the current issues on Libya and Syria and Yemen and Iraq. So they understood clearly that Egypt protecting its national security, but at the same time they got clearly that Egypt very interested about stability, the whole region, without any specific interest in any country, and this is back to the legacy of Egypt's role in the Middle East and the Arab world as a big sister, to protecting their brothers, their sisters, and this is part of the foundations of the Egyptian foreign policy.
Yes, so Dr. Singer, also Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry held a meeting with the European Union's Special Representative for the Horn of Africa, Annette Weber. How do you see the importance and what are the most important points that came during this meeting?
Of course, Horn of Africa is very important for the U.S., for Europe. In terms of the, protecting, the current state and trying to avoid, the fragile state or failed state, which I can see is coming, particularly in the case in Ethiopia. The Renaissance Dam and the consequences of that. Egypt, of course, now focusing on this area. Because of its interest about the water, and distribution, the water based on the international law, and using diplomacy rather than military power. And I think Egypt is very rational, using diplomacy first, and second, Europe really they had. Deep experience to understanding, about the international rivers rules, and I think what I got from their feedback, and it's very important, that they really understand the Egypt position about, how to manage the Renaissance Dam. But that meeting in Manama, bringing people. Representatives from different backgrounds, from different countries, can really create what I can see the common actions or common understanding about different issues. Horn of Africa is very crucial for the United States, for Europe, but now very crucial for Egypt, because protecting, the stability over there, when Egypt really gave different background, different experience. The successful relationship with Tanzania, Kenya, it's very clear that Egypt can really help these guys, to manage their water resources, building dams with agreement with Cairo. So this was like a lesson that Ethiopia should really learn from it, that was kind of negotiation and diplomacy and agreement, we can reach to the achieving the goal for Ethiopians and for Egyptians for prosperity, and achieving the most important for Africa. And I think this region was really, this region gonna to be on the top of the agenda for Europeans and Egyptians and Americans for coming days and probably coming years.
Yes, I thank you very much for your valuable information. Thank you for your time. I really have the pleasure to have this phone with you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ashraf Singer, Professor of International Relations. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a short break, and I'm going to be back with you.
يبدأ في محافظة الشرقية عند طريق الإسماعيلية الزراعي مرورا بمحافظتي القليوبية ثم القاهرة ثم الجيزة وينتهي عند محور الضبعة بغرب تقاطع طريق القاهرة الإسكندرية الصحراوي بمسافة 8
كلف المشروع هيتكلف تقريبا 360 مليار جنيه خلال سنتين. هيتعمل طبقا ل اقصى المعايير العلميه والتكنولوجيه والفنيه في كل شيء.
Welcome back. Well, Minister of Trade and Industry Naveen